You ever wonder if we exist on the other side? This compelling story will help you decide.
A mother's letter after her child commits suicide. Suicide is one of the most selfish actions a person can take. Suicide puts an immediate end to that person's pain, torment, and despair, but it brings an immediate beginning of pain, torment, and despair to that person's loved ones. In many ways, your suicide can be seen as a legacy that you left behind, because the suffering you were going through is now the suffering your friends, family, teammates, and close colleagues are going through. There's no way to kill yourself, but to me, hanging yourself has to be the most brutal way to end your life. My gorgeous, handsome, funny, thoughtful, kind, popular son hung himself on August 2nd, 2018. He was a fitness fanatic, loved playing soccer and Gaelic football, worked hard, and loved life. He crammed a lot of living into his 26 years on Earth and left a lot of wonderful memories that we, his family and friends, could write a book on. But that's not how we're thinking just yet. Our lives have been shattered into thousands of small pieces by your death at such a young age, and by the manner in which you died. No one understands why. We all thought you were living the dream, which in many ways you were. Your sudden death has left us with so many questions that we'll never have answers to. I often sit and wonder if you had maybe waited another 5 minutes or another 30 minutes, would you have changed your mind? Or did you change your mind and it was too late? If only you'd received a phone call at that point asking you to meet up with a friend, or even phoned a friend to have a chat, then maybe that would have changed the whole outcome and you'd still be here today. You were too young to die. You still had so much more to give to life. Could you foresee any of the devastation you could be leaving behind? Would you still have gone through with it if you had been able to see in advance the lives that have been shattered by your suicide? Because you know, you were loved and adored both in Ireland and New York and Florida. And you had a 6-month-old baby. How could you leave him? Only thing I do know is that you were definitely thinking of him as you died, because you absolutely loved him. But you still killed yourself because you didn't want to watch your son being brought up by another man. You didn't want to be the absent parent in your son's life. You told me it had to be all or nothing because you couldn't live without him. You were always so strong and thoughtful and tough, both physically and mentally. But I never thought for 1 minute that you would actually commit suicide. But now that you're dead, and I'm left with the pain, torment, and despair that you were feeling I think about suicide. I would like a way to end the pain that your legacy left. I couldn't do anything as brutal as what you did, like hanging myself. But sometimes I think about taking a bottle of whiskey and a load of pills up to bed with me and just dying quietly in my sleep. But the difference is that I can't do it because I cannot be that selfish to inflict any more devastation on this family. We're all in pieces. I'd like to say that we're all sitting together as a family grieving for you daily, but the truth is that we're all absolutely torn apart by the shock of your suicide. So we're all grieving separately and pretending we're together, that we're all doing fine. But the pain on our faces shows something entirely different. But you know what fine really stands for when people give that answer? Effed off, irritated, neurotic, emotional. Fine is not a proper answer. It's a dismissal of the questions on how you're really feeling, on how you're really coping, so that you don't have to share with others how hurt you feel or guilty. The guilt that you feel. The family are all beating themselves up, wondering, is there something more they should have done for you? Why didn't I notice? I am your mother, and I spoke to you on the phone just a few hours before you committed suicide. I didn't pick up on the fact that your mood was so low that you were going to hang yourself a few hours later. You told me you were feeling a bit burnt out and that you were going to go to the gym and then lie by the pool for a few hours. And son, I believed you.
Thank you from the other side, living here, because I know that you reside.
What is your life purpose? Ever wonder what it's like to live, die, and awaken? Introducing the story of Anna. You're about to embark on a transformation.
It was a dark, mysterious night when I realized that my life was changing and that everything around me was chaotic and I needed to change my life. And that's when I began to find my purpose. I remember it was August 11th, 2018, when my friend had died. He took his life, and somehow I found mine. It was as if I had died with him without even trying. My mourning came to the point where I faced my ego and death of my ego. It was then when I realized I had died and came back to life, but nothing in life was the same. I realized I had to die. I had to die to understand what death is and what life is when it begins. In order for me to understand death and life, I had to come to the acceptance of death to actually be born. I suddenly realized I was lost once again after I spent decades finding myself and my purpose in life. I had begun to lose myself in someone else, and suddenly the death of me had occurred and brought me back to life. Dying was a slow, torturous process that led me to understand that it's okay to die. I had to realize that the universe was working with me all along in order to find true life. Becoming aware that I was consciously letting go of my ego, I came face to face with my biggest fears: death and insanity. Questioning life and reality, my thoughts ran wild until finally my mind went blank and silence set in. My mind had told me that I have reached the end of life and that insanity has set in. My life had collapsed all around me, but suddenly everything went so blank that it all disappeared and I began to live life. Everything I had believed in, everything in my life began to possess me until I broke free from all these dreams that were controlling my identity. When I let go, it was then that I had become a million particles that floated into the world. It was then when I realized I was home and I was never alone. I looked at my body and I realized that my body was merely a vessel that I used to get through life. I detached myself from my body and life as we call it here, and suddenly I came back into my body and a million particles that tingled throughout my body, and realizing that I was here and I was not, but that I was a part of life and a gift, the gift that we call life. When this occurred, I realized that life was here and there and nowhere. I grew confused, but I knew that something miraculous was about to occur. And then I realized I was everywhere. I was a part of everything. Everything big, everything that we think of, that we want to become. It was life. Life was everywhere. Life was present, even in the bad and the good, the evil, the people with faces that could scare anyone. And I realized that this was the true purpose of changing the world. That somehow there would be no judgment on anyone any longer. That no one would judge me and I would not judge anyone. That you would recognize that we are all one, that we all exist within real life, as we call it, and eternal life. That the metaphysical world does exist. That my friend did not die that day, but only let go of his body that he could no longer serve. I suddenly understood why people that are suffering here in the world take their lives. And yet I found mine. In the midst of my own questions and destination of what true life is, or whether I belong, or I should die, or did I die when he died, and do I belong, and why is he gone, but I'm still here and found my way through life. Did anyone stop to listen to him? Did I hear him as my guilt ran wild? As I realized the week before, I had a dream, I had a premonition, I had a vision, I seen everything before it occurred. So why did I not listen? Why did I not hear him? Did anyone hear him? Did anyone hear me? In my madness, I grew confused as to whether he had died or I died. Was it I that killed myself, or was it he that killed himself? Was I alive? Was I dead? Was he? What exactly was I looking for in this life? What was my purpose in life? Did I awaken, or was I dead? Why do we question life when someone else dies? Is it that we're alive, or we're living life as if we're dead? We need to wake up. We all need to wake up. Stop walking around life as if we're dead when we're here and alive and well. Life is a miracle that we must embark on. The journey is an introspective journey that is a miraculous journey. The journey begins when you develop a sense of awareness, a sense of knowledge, a sense of developing a way to heal yourself and others, and have the courage to show the world who you really are, no matter what they think or feel about you at all. This journey that we call life is exactly the reason for life, the reason for your purpose in life. Every breath you take, every move you make, everything that you go through is a part of life. Like many of us are in search for something and feel lost. What was I in search of? When I stopped searching is when I realized that I had found myself. Because we need not to search, but just be still and learn to live. Instead, create a miraculous, compelling discovery about yourself and your future that excites you and not anyone else. This journey is about yourself and no one else. Although we want to contribute in a powerful, miraculous way to others, do not let others guide your discovery. By living life with a purpose of just being, not doing, one can learn to grow and understand others without judgment, without ridicule, without wondering why one would take their life. No one suggests that that would be the answer, but to understand that suffering is of essence through life, but that we need others to listen to get us out of these conditions when we are suffering. That lending an ear would really help someone get through the hardest times in life. That being selfish and consumed in oneself is not the way. That just listening to someone who is suffering, even if you don't want to hear what they want to say or what they have to say, that just listening could simply be all they need when they have a voice and share their pain. All they want to do is share their pain, not transmit their pain, but share their pain. If we would listen, more people might find their purpose in life instead of taking their lives. When you begin to listen, people will begin to talk, and you will recognize that you are the gift, the vessel that unites us all, and that will help people that are suffering throughout the world. And you will help them develop a sense of being, a sense of understanding themselves, a sense of living life to their fullest potential, and a clear understanding of who they are and who they will become. Suddenly, you have become the voice of the oppressed, which is all they search for. Just like in the middle of the chaos, I found my purpose to become the voice of those that do not have a voice. Although I was challenged throughout my life, and I will continue to have challenges throughout my life, I realized and determined that I want to speak for those that do not have a voice. In that moment, when I looked in the mirror and I realized that I was not there, yet I was there. But who was I? Where was I going? Was I here? Was I there? Was I alive? Was I in the world? Was I real? Was my reality a figment of my imagination? Did I create the world I was living in? Did I create the self that I did not identify with? Did I create the person that I did not know but I needed to find? So who are you? Do you question your life? Do you look at yourself? Do you look at your hands and wonder if they're real or if they're not? Do you look in the mirror and not know who you are? Because if you do, then you are I, and I am you. Then you can identify with what I've been through, and so have you. Do not judge me for who I am. Do not judge yourself for who you are. Do not judge others for who they are, for we are all in this together. And we will all be faced with the same outcome at the end. Therefore, we all choose our ending. We all choose the destination of the end of our story. We can all create a different ending. We can change our lives by finding our true nature and life purpose and living our life authentically. Let go of everything and start a new journey. Embark on a new journey that will bring you to your self-discovery. What are you in search of? What are you in search of? What was I searching for? Did someone's death create a death in you? How can you resort to be the voice? How can you resort to do differently? How can you resort to awaken your spirit and come alive instead of dying inside? How can you find the meaning of life without looking for it externally? Everywhere you search, you realize you can't find it. You take a drink, you grab a rope. No matter what you do, you don't find hope. You feel dead inside, but you realize that you want to get out because you want to find life and you want to find hope. You realize that you are here to do much more and give others hope. The miracle of your life purpose is inside you. Don't let it die inside you. Extend it out to the world, the universe. Share it with everyone. You are a miracle of life. Share it with everyone. You are the true passion, the true miracle of what we call life. You are the gift that is extended everywhere throughout the universe. This is what we call death. The very thing that we all fear is the freedom that we all seek, which is life and death. It all intertwines together into one dimension. Then why do we fear death so much? Is it because we don't understand it? Or because we've never seen it, but we only know that some people go there and they don't come back? And what becomes of us? One may ask, but why do we ask? Why do we need to know? There's no need to know anything, because we are everything and we are nothing, yet we are everything and nothing, nothing and everything. And we are becoming everything into nothing. And death is nothing into everything. Therefore, we become. If you're afraid of death, then you should be afraid of life. Because most of us are walking around life dead instead of enjoying what true life is all about. We're wasting our lives with people that do not serve us. We're wasting our lives with people that are toxic. We're wasting our lives with things that do not benefit us in any way, shape, or form. We simply need to wake up. Wake up. You can't possibly find your life's purpose if you are sleeping and in a continuous dream. Therefore, you must awaken. I unlocked my authenticity and my life purpose when I realized that I needed to discover myself and let go of how people thought that I should be living my life. Instead, I started to live my life to the fullest. And I've had some critical changes and some critical challenges in my life throughout the years. And just when I thought that I had found my life's purpose, I was set back once again. So sometimes we get challenged by our daily living and things that occur in our lives. Learning to live authentically is a process. And it could take a lifetime to learn to live authentically and live out your life's purpose. In order for me to realize that I wanted to be happy and let go of things that no longer fit my lifestyle and were toxic to my life, I had to become self-aware and increase my self-confidence and have the courage to let go of my past to create a new life, to become truly happy inside, which really indicates that I'm just joyful to live life and appreciate life for what it is. This funny thing we call life will bring you challenges no matter what. Whether you're happy, joyful, you will have to learn how to deal with negative events in life. While you might have these challenges in life, your journey to authenticity really starts with getting to know who you really are. In order to really get to know who you really are, you need to clarify many things in your life. For example, clarifying your beliefs and your values in order to discover your true passions in life and develop a healthy self-concept of who you really are. This path will continue to prove who you are in order to accept yourself, in order to discover your true passions in life and develop a healthy self-concept of who you really are. This path will continue to prove who you are in order to accept yourself and who you want to become. Every lesson has something for you to learn, something about yourself and others in the world and in life. Your thoughts are powerful. You need to change your thoughts, your self-talk, and ultimately your actions in life to create a change in your life that will be miraculous for you to find your purpose in life. Understanding yourself, being compassionate to yourself, and fulfilling your own communication within yourself, nurturing yourself and to others. You can strengthen your talent and help yourself develop traits that you wish to learn to enable yourself to overcome any negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts. The more you practice, the more you will realize that the changes are coming through. That it is really a change that is inside you that you desire and you want to live it. You will get to know yourself and become an authentic self and find your life purpose through discovering your own self-awareness, which is crucial for your self-discovery in order to accurately clear your mind and clear your thoughts and get to understand your personality and strengths, weaknesses, and beliefs. Soon enough, your self-awareness will take control of your life and you will begin a new direction, a new journey in your life that will determine new thoughts and new beliefs, emotions, and reactions. Self-awareness is the principal way of understanding and influencing your thoughts. We often dismiss our failures as bad luck or a lack of proper timing. The truth is that the past is very necessary and there are real reasons for influencing your future. Your failures and your challenges are nothing but in the past. Do you consistently struggle at work or in your relationships? Ask yourself, what can you do better? What can you do better? Do not question the other person. The only person that needs change here is you. The lack of awareness will puzzle you and make you realize that you're in negative situations and outcomes because you blame others exclusively. Do not blame others. Take full responsibility for your life and actions. Your self-awareness will give you a high degree of predicting your future success. Do not allow limiting beliefs to stagnate your leadership and your abilities to successfully grow in life. Self-awareness will be your foundation for personal progress. It will help you develop your personal skills to becoming a better person. Self-awareness will not happen overnight, but be patient with yourself as you develop the skills to become a better person and become more self-aware, and you will reap the benefits. Notice your thoughts. Notice if you're having negative thoughts and endless commentary that is making you feel horrible inside. And pause your mind. Do not judge. Allow your thoughts to just simply come through without judging. Notice your feelings. Do not make it a difficult time while you're feeling something difficult. Just allow your body to feel what you're feeling. If you are afraid of dying, if you are afraid of insanity, if you are afraid of anything going wrong, just lie there and feel it. Just notice your feelings and let them pass you by. Allow your emotions to escalate to their extensive levels and allow them to also come back down. Understand that we all deal with frustrations and emotional discomfort. A huge chunk of this time that we spend trying to make ourselves feel better is the battle itself. And if you allow it to just comfort your self-identity into understanding that you do not need answers at this very moment, it will resolve, it will subside, and your negative feelings will dissipate. Examine your friendships. Examine your intimate relationships. Examine everything about your life. Are you a jealous person? Are you clingy? Are you too focused on work? Do you fail to communicate your needs and expect people to know what you need in life? There's absolutely no better way than to keep a journal to examine all these things, to record your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences of each day in your life, to actually create a change. Do not focus on your past. Do not focus on your failures. Do not focus on things that went wrong. Refresh your mind. Refresh your day by starting out with positive thoughts and positive affirmations. Make sure you eat well, you sleep well, and that you create a habit of writing in your journal for at least 15 minutes a day. You'll start to notice your patterns and learn a lot more about yourself, and you will defeat your negative thoughts. Create steps to understand yourself and your beliefs, and your views on life, your goals, and your intentions, and what you desire out of life. Make a list of your strengths and weaknesses. This will help you develop your conclusion to your new life and the new you, and provide yourself proof that there is life after feeling bad about yourself. Consider what others think about you. Consider what your partner thinks about you, your family, friends, and coworkers, and your boss. But do not attach yourself to it. The idea is so that you can improve yourself to become a better version of yourself. All you want to do is be a better you, and you have nothing to prove to anyone else. The only person that you want to prove something to is your higher self. Meditation is an ideal activity for enhancing your self-awareness. Meditate at least once a day and spend the rest of the day paying attention to yourself, your surroundings, and others. You will develop a higher degree of self-awareness by just paying attention to what is going on around you and how you are feeling, what your emotions are feeling, and what you're carrying around with you throughout the day, what people around you are feeling as well. And remember that although there are plenty of psychological theories out there about identity, that you can maintain your own identity and consider the elements of identifying yourself through your experiences without judging them. Allow your thoughts and your thinking to strengthen the connection with your body and your mind and your behaviors, to better handle situations that are coming up ahead, especially when the situation is a negative situation. You do not need to identify with it or find any kind of solution. You just need to know that your role is a simple role of just observing the situation. Consider observing your life and everything around you in order just to simplify things and not have any kind of answer. Just flow with your identity. Present your identity in a way that you do not need to know any answers at this time. Observe your appearance, your clothing, your hairstyle, and how you conduct yourself on a daily basis, without judging or identifying yourself to any particular thing, time, or event. Simply observe who you are, your feelings, your thoughts, and your beliefs, your self-image, and how you feel about your image. Just simply allow your thoughts to come through and believe that you are your true self and that you are powerful and that the force is within you, and your personal identity will flourish when you determine that life is now. You do not need to attach yourself to the identity, but observe the identity to understand that your characteristics are simply the person that you have been watching all along, but do not attach yourself to that identity because you are simply just a form. This form is your vessel, the vessel that gets you through life, the vessel that you identify with, whether you feel fat or ugly, beautiful, pretty, any of the thoughts that you have. Do not judge your identity, but observe the feelings and the thoughts that you are having in order to allow yourself to become you. The new you, the new identified you that does not judge or feel that you need to be perfect in any way, shape, or form to yourself or others. This new you will create self-understanding. When you allow yourself to understand yourself, you will create an awareness and increase of self-understanding. You will begin to recall experiences in your life, and you will start to learn to let go of your past, even when memories are triggered that you haven't thought about for years, and they will dissipate because you will start to understand yourself, and you will be more compassionate about yourself and how you feel, without judgment, without ridiculing yourself, and without making yourself feel worse than you already do. As you learn to quiet your mind, you will realize that the stories from the past no longer have a place in your life, that they are irrelevant to your new life, that they do not create the you that is here and now. You can feel confident that you deserve to live life to the fullest, and that you are an important part of life, and that you are here with purpose, that your values and the people that are around you are important, that you might find yourself with someone that's significant and that loves you just as much as you love yourself. Otherwise, if they do not, then it is important for you to remove yourself or remove them out of the way. They no longer serve your life or your purpose in life. Unfortunately, we have to let go of some people in order to pursue our purpose in life. It does not make you a bad person to remove obstacles that do no longer serve you. You must set your personal goals, to set your standards, to increase a higher level of awareness in your life, to become more spiritually inclined and find your creative side. Make your mark in the world. Explore the new you that you have found inside of yourself, that you discovered when you realized that you are truly passionate about life and who you are and want to become. Ask yourself, what is missing from your life? How can you feel better about your life? What can you do to achieve your life goals? What are your biggest dreams? What are you going to do about it to achieve those goals? Who are your biggest supporters? Turn to those people to get the support that you need. Everyone has somebody. And if you feel you are truly alone and you have no one, turn to your community, turn to your church, turn to a local friendship group. There are plenty of people out there looking to help someone in need. Make sure you reevaluate your past experiences. Do not judge them. The idea is to make sure that you process the feelings of guilt and any mistakes that you have endured in the past, to provide your experience of understanding that your past is gone and dead and you need to move on, and realize that you have adopted negative attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors about yourself that has stagnated your growth, and that these negative experiences should no longer affect your belief system today because you are simply on a journey to discovering yourself. And you allow yourself to be who you are today. The new you is beautiful. The new you is artistic. You are the teacher. You are the good person. You have this creative ability. You have the power to learn new skills. You are very smart. You are well-rounded. People love you. You love yourself. You are empowered and you are exposing yourself to others in a beautiful, enormous way that will change the world today. Do not allow your old beliefs to hold you stagnant and keep you with a lack of confidence or lower your self-esteem. Allow yourself to move forward and push yourself through to become satisfied with who you are. Allowing yourself to become a positive entity that affects your self-esteem in a positive way. We often fail to consider that our beliefs can be interrupted by the beliefs of others. If you have a faulty belief, it could very well have been someone else that said it in your heart. Do not allow other people's beliefs enter your system. Release them at once. Allow yourself and give yourself permission to convince yourself that the new belief is possible. The new you is deserving of the best of the best. You are worthy of everything in the world and the universe. That you are not surrounding yourself with only material things, but that you are spiritually inclined to make a change and shift your soul into a better being. A human being that is unstoppable, that has built his or her self-esteem to the optimal levels. The self-concept of understanding one's self-esteem that is literally not connected to anything or anyone. It is merely a part of the world. The beautiful you. The you that is allowing yourself to start small and make one step at a time throughout this journey. The high level discovery of self-esteem that will increase the inner being and your identity. And allow your struggles to dissipate by understanding them. Not because they will all disappear, but because you will be more understanding to the fact that everyone struggles and that it is a part of life and that you allow it to just be. From now on, you will do something that frightens you. You will not be afraid to do it. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be simple. It could be something like walking in the dark. Show off your strengths. You will do something for others. You will help the world, the community. You will do something great to make a difference in the world. And you will convince yourself that you are a great person in the world. You will eat healthy foods. You will fill your mind with uplifting information that will keep you positive on a regular basis. You will avoid comparisons. You will not compare yourself to others because you do not need to compare yourself to anyone. There is only one you, and you will love the one you. You are love. You are light. You are the world. You are a part of something miraculous, and you deserve to be here. Remember your greatness. You are great. Learn something new. Every day, try to learn something new about yourself and others, or just in general. Pick up a new book. Do something new. Exercise daily if you can. If you can't do it daily, do it a few times a week. But do not avoid exercising because it will teach you self-discipline. And in no way, shape, or form, it will be of harm to you. It will only help you. I learned to love myself. I love myself. I am love. I am whole. I am proactive to increase satisfaction in my life. That's who I am. I do not need to associate myself with any attachments. I can detach and still be attached to the world because I am one with the world and with you. Therefore, I am true love. I am everything. I am random acts of kindness. I am that person that helps others and guides others to overcome unpredictable ways that sometimes we think we cannot. I am more satisfied in my life than I've ever been, ever before. I am authentic. I am the new me. I am everything that we seek. I am who I wish to be. I am the one you admire. I am the why. I am the true purpose of life. I am the charisma I seek. I am the confidence I need. I am the mental toughness that belongs. I am the kindness that you will receive. I am the cool under pressure that we all need. I am the happiness that lives in me and that lives in you. I am the goal in creating a new, comfortable situation for the uncomfortable experiences from the past that we find to be negative but will result in positive resolution. I am the new self reflection without the limiting beliefs. I am the most beautiful person in the world. I have capabilities and abilities to control my future, my environment, and I create my own life, my finances, my health and wealth, and my new self concept in a positive way. My friend is I am you. You are me, and I am the purpose of life.
I am an all natural awareness. I am everywhere. Everywhere you look, I exist. I love you. And please forgive us on the other side for our suicides we committed on your side. The purpose of this film is to create awareness, a positive awareness movement. Please don't give up. Your fears may simply be the awakening. You are awakening to a new true self.